What's going on, guys? It's Greg from ECOS Guys, continuing our run with reviews. We're back with another this week. We reviewed the Evo 5 last week. So this week we got the Nike Vapor 2.0. Big shout out to Lax.com for sending this down for us to check out. So here it is, brand new head from Nike. This one might have surprised you a little bit. Like a lot of Nike things, this didn't see any advertising or promotion from Nike. It just kind of popped up on websites one day and got a bunch of email newsletters about it. And now it's here. So, the Nike heads always sell really well. They're usually nothing crazy, but they're usually solid heads, and they have the swoosh, and people really seem to like that. So we're going to break down Nike Vapor 2.0 for you guys and kind of compare it to the 1.0 so you can see the differences and what you're getting into. First off, basic specs. It's going to come in white, black, and a color called anthracite, which I was told how that was pronounced. I couldn't figure it out. I thought it was anthracite, which really just means gray. I don't know why they called it that, but it's just gray. It looks pretty nice. It's going to be $69.99, so only $70, which is a really great price. There's not too many heads at that range, and it's good for kind of your growing up guy, middle school, beginning of high school, if you don't want to spend $90 or $100 on a head. Good option, and it is X-Spec only. So compare that to the last one. Here is the first Vapor. Came out quite a few years ago. I was a little surprised to see an update to the Vapor rather than an update to the Lakota. The Lakota was the far more popular head. It's now been out for multiple years, and I feel like they would have had more success with that update since the Vapor never caught on. But maybe they'll update that sooner rather than later. So comparing it to the 1.0, they obviously made it X-Spec, but kept a lot of the face shape and sidewall rail designs the same. It looks almost exactly the same except for a few cosmetic updates. So got some cutouts in the throat. I was never a big fan of this big solid throat on the Vapor, so I was glad to see that go. And other than that, they put some aesthetic lines on the inside here, on the outside, cleaned it up a little bit, and gave it a really nice X-Spec pinch. I measured it, and it's pretty wide. I would say it's a little more pinched than something like the Mark 1 or the Evo 4. So just a little bit more inside of those. And it's a nice face shape. It looks really good. I really like the way that turned out. So getting into stringing it, it strung well. They reduced the number of sidewall holes from 17 here, which was great, to 14 here. Other than that, they're virtually exactly the same. Same shape, same size, same everything. And so the fewer sidewall holes didn't really make a huge difference. To me, it wasn't that hard to get a good pocket, but it was just didn't seem to make sense why they would reduce the sidewall holes from the first one when they made the sequel. So if you know what you're doing, you can string a good pocket. This one got a nice mid-low, straight shooting strings. Used our new resurgence, the BCA Hero Mesh. And so the pattern I threw down for this one was pretty simple. Started on a third, skipped one, did a knot, skipped one, did a knot, skip, stacked SI, and then 4 ones to finish it off, and just made a really nice smooth pocket with a decent channel. As far as technology in this head, they said that their big tech was the Hyperlight technology. So this head comes in at right around 4.9 ounces, which is a pretty good lightweight head. It's nice to see it under the 5-ounce mark, but something like an Optic, that's like 4.8, 4.9. So they didn't explain the Hyperlight technology. They didn't say what that was or what made it Hyperlight. And it's really not that Hyperlight. It's kind of the same, very similar to most heads in its class. So that was interesting to me. So overall, what you've got here is a good solid head with some aesthetic updates. They made it stiffer. That was the big complaint from the Vapor. This thing is really, really flimsy. So this head is far stiffer now in the X-Spec. So it's something you wouldn't have to worry about durability with nearly as much. So for $70, you're going to get an X-Spec head, solid face shape, and pretty stiff. Geared, mostly recommend it for an O-midi or an attackman. I don't think this would be all that well geared to defense. It's not quite stiff enough to be playing defense with quite yet, I don't think. So it's good to see some other heads enter into this $70 price point. And for $70, you're going to get a good solid head out of the Vapor 2.0. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments, how you liked it. Make sure to like if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't. Have a great day.